How was your date?
I killed her.
Told her pussy up, huh?
Eddie Murphy is a stand-up comedian first and foremost, and as such, he had people he looked up to when he got into that business. For years and years, he wanted to work closely with his main idol, Richard Pryor, and in Harlem Nights, he got to do it. Even if he had to write, direct, and star in the movie to make it happen. But is the movie any good? I'm Meffistoe, like, share, and subscribe because this is my review of the movie Harlem Nights.
I have got a girl whose pussy is so good, if you threw it up in the air, it would turn into sunshine.
Harlem Nights is a crime comedy movie set in the year 1938. It actually starts 20 years prior when Sugar Ray, played by Richard Pryor, meets Ray Quick, later on played by Eddie Murphy. Back then, Quick was an errand boy who just saved Sugar Ray from being killed by an unlucky gambler.
I guess he does have bad luck with kids.
That man's gonna stab us, so I shot him.
Cut to today, Sugar Ray and Quick operate a club that has gambling and dancing in the front and a brothel in the back. They're being muscled out by a gangster called Bugsy Calhoun who wants to take over their territory. He makes a deal with a dirty detective called Phil Cantone, played by Danny Aiello, to put the offer out to Sugar Ray. But alas, Sugar Ray refuses.
What are you? You used to be a nightclub comic or something?
No. Own the candy store.
But all is not well with Sugar and Quick. Quick is his name for a reason. He's a hothead, and he is quick to the gun rather than diplomacy. And even proves it with his own people as he fistfights Sugar's madam, Vera Walker, played by Della Reese.
Ain't playing no more. You put that fucking razor away, I'm gonna blow your goddamn pinky toe off.
Oh, now you're gonna shoot me in my pinky toe.
The main point of contention between Sugar and Quick is Sugar's plan to avoid hostilities with Calhoun and just relocate. On the way out the door, he wants to take Calhoun's to the cleaners and take $750,000 from the gangster's gambling take on the night of the big boxing match. Sugar and his gang fool Calhoun on betting on the underdog because of their ties to the reigning champ, as Calhoun believes that they convinced the champ to take a dive.
And Calhoun knows we know Jenkins, so he'll figure if he sees us betting on the white boy, we talk Jenkins into taking a little dive, so we can have some extra money when we relocate.
All the while, they attach Calhoun's gambling bagman with a mistress supplied by Vera Walker.
Sure, I'd like to be my friend. Be your friend. My name is Richie Vento.
Because Calhoun knows he can't convince Sugar, he goes in a different route and tries to convince Ray Quick by sending his own mistress to seduce him with her feminine wiles. But this also doesn't go according to Bugsy's plan.
He was messing around with a Creole girl and played her dirty, and she put voodoo on him. Shit, his dick shrunk up the size of a cocktail weenie.
While all this is going on, we have to mention yet another rival gang that are after Quick because of his trigger finger.
Quick! I'm gonna kill you, Quick!
And all this boils down to the night of the fight when the Sugar family has to step up their game, subvert the cops, Calhoun's henchmen, and Bugsy himself to get the money and leave town before they all get killed or imprisoned.
Said he would leave his wife and kids and convert from Catholic to Baptist. Now, that's some mean pussy make a man change gods.
After a string of successes and just the one failure in The Golden Child, Eddie wanted to get his way, and he really wanted to work with great comedians like Pryor and Foxx. He admittedly wrote a hodgepodge script very quickly and took on the director's job in order to ensure he has the final say on the casting. Apart from Pryor, Foxx, and Reese, Murphy got a lot of new talent to work with him. But the problems with working with your idols is the fact that they are your idols. You don't necessarily know them apart from what you see on the screen. That's where most of Eddie's issues with the productions were. He admittedly thought that Pryor would just show up on set, deal with anything that's wrong with the script, and work with him collaboratively. Turns out that Pryor and Foxx just showed up, did their lines, and nothing else. Eddie even said in an interview that most of the laughter and the joking around was off-screen rather than on-screen. And he summed up his time making the movie as not very pleasant, which is weird because it seems like everyone else was having the best time and also praised Murphy for doing a good job.
It's not how many people you shoot, it's who you shoot.
Frankly, looking at this movie critically, I can see the flaws and plot holes in the story. At times, it looks like a smart crime noir, and at times, a Warner Brothers gangster cartoon in live action. The premise is pretty decent, and the heist plan is pretty well constructed, and it even has a pretty nifty twist at the end. But overall, things kind of happen to facilitate lines that can be acted by Pryor, Foxx, and Reese, just because Eddie wanted to hear them talk.
You got to do something about them eyes, Benny. You got my mouth all ready for hash and eggs, and you ain't got no hash. You can't keep fucking with me that way.
Bitch, please.
When it did came to Pryor's acting, there was something missing. If you've ever seen any of his comedies, especially the ones that he did with Gene Wilder, Pryor is a very animated guy. In Harlem Nights, he's very relaxed, calm, and frankly subdued. No one knew it at the time, but Pryor had MS, and he was very, very sick. And he just put on a facade to make sure he doesn't screw up the production. And in hindsight, it really shows.
What are they gonna put on your tombstone? Here lies a man, 27 years old. He died, but he ain't no punk.
As for my recommendation, I would definitely recommend this movie. I love it. I hate that it got such a bad rap because it just followed Beverly Hills Cop 2 and Coming to America, and it was all on Eddie's shoulders. It's a much less of a laughs per minute kind of comedy and more of a period crime noir drama. But it still makes me laugh, and the performances of everyone, apart from Pryor, were actually top-notch. In fact, if I think about it, it's my least favorite Pryor role. But putting that aside, I think that this movie is pretty good and has a decent story overall. It's got some really nice messed up situations, which makes it a decent comedy, and it still holds up for me.
Kiss my entire ass.
I thank you for watching, and remember, hope is a good thing, maybe even the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. I'll see you on the next video.